This is Mr. Landshark bringing the fans Dawn of War 2 Retribution cast this side of East Yorkshire, and today we have a 1 versus 1 on Caldaris Refinery. At the bottom we have Fear playing as a Plague Champion, and at the top we have Ekspo playing as a Warlock. That was easy enough to say. So we've got Banshees going for Ekspo, and we've got some Chaos Space Marines going for Fear. Normally, sometimes in a match with Eldar versus Space Marines, they won't bother going for what's they called, Howling Banshees, and go for triple range instead, due to the Heretics being able to suppress anything in close combat by blowing shit up. But we'll see what he does. Obviously, Howling Banshees are very fragile, but you can make them work against Chaos, especially since Chaos Space Marines, with their power armor, are quite weak against power swords. Although on this map I also do like the layout of the victory points, where to win you need to kind of like you don't normally have this point and this point, but not this point. You've either got your natural and the middle, or just your natural. So it usually ends up being a massive fight for this middle bit at the beginning. You see all this terrain here, which I guarantee you by the end of this match, probably none of it will be here. We have got a second squad of Chaos Space Marines going for Fear. I can only presume that there we go. We have got some power generators going for Ekspo. It's very difficult. The Howling Banshees are now running away even before they get into battle. We have the Warlock still doing some damage, firing his lightning into the middle of them, and is going to retreat before he takes too much damage. Plague Champion is now going to come up here and take this victory point. We now have a Shuriken Cannon team going for Ekspo, and so far not so. Fear's only just gone for his power now, so Ekspo is going to have a slight power advantage. He's now coming this way to bash this power. So Fear has given up his ability to have power for an early advantage in units. He's now got some Chaos Havocs coming along. The Guardians are now going to come this way and decap this victory point. However, they are going to move, although they could have decapped this before these guys came up here. However, and just narrowly escaping. I don't think they took any real damage there anyway. Ekspo has left his flanks exposed. See what I did there? But anyway, so Howling Banshees retreating before anything even happened. The Shuriken Cannon team managed to suppress these units and keep them back a little bit, but you know they're not in a full retreat. 4-5-4 for blue team and 4-6-6 for the red team. Blue team has currently got a 2-to-1 VP cap, and he is now going to be bashing at this power node down here. But the Warlock and a Shuriken Cannon team has forced these guys back. They did uncap this requisition point, so yeah. So you know, at least something happened. It wasn't all in vain. They are now going to take on this Shuriken Cannon team, this Chaos Havoc squads. The Howling Banshees really not being used all that effectively, to be quite honest. They have now just been suppressed here. They're going to try and come around the side here, but will they get caught by these guys? And there we go. Wonderful use of Banshees there. However, we do have some Guardians coming down here going to capture this. They have now got their battle equipment upgrade. These Havocs are now going to retreat. We have 2 Chaos Space Marine squads and a Plague Champion coming up this way. Plague Champion now got his Bile Spewer. I'm not sure what convinced him that that was the best way to go. I mean, normally you'd either get that if there was like, you know, if there was like lots of light infantry, or, oh, but the Banshees are going to go down. No, they are. No, they're not. But yeah, for like a bile spear, you normally get that for like when there's like lots of people to fire at, because you know, like lots of infantry that groups up. Because you know, it's kind of like a flamethrower. But who knows? Maybe I'm missing something. No one going tier 2 yet. I wonder what everyone's floating quite a lot of requisition, but not so much on the power. Ekspo has got quite a bit of power going, mind you, considering that he's had this power for quite a long time. Oh, that's why it's to help destroy these at uber quick speeds. Chaos Heretics now with their aspiring champion. These guys, the CSMs, have been flanked by this Shuriken Cannon team. The Shuriken Cannon team is now in return going to be flanked by a Chaos Havoc squad. Bleeding a couple of models. Chaos Heretics going down, but the Chaos aspiring champion surviving. This Bile Spear, as we can see here, is now doing a lot of damage to these Howling Banshees. Howling Banshees just standing there, not doing all that much. We have, what's it called? We have the, I think it was that them discharge ability there. Doing damage everywhere. Now re-destroying this power node that's been rebuilt on. We'll have to try and avoid this Warlock as long as possible. He has got his Merciless Witchblade out. Warlock now being suppressed. He should now be able to fire. However, he is now going into range and he's going to be attacking at long range. Ekspo is now going for tier 2. He's got his power up. So now they should be in theory on equal power. Well, at least nearly equal power, because obviously Ekspo has got this power node built upon. This Plague Champion is in a little bit of trouble. However, thankfully, these guys... Oh, that's what it does. I presume that if you get stuck in there, it stops you from moving. That's the only thing I can presume. Grenades coming this way, and going to knock the Chaos Havoc over and doing a bit of damage. Obviously, when they're knocked over, they have then got to reassemble, giving time for the Warlock to move in and do lots of damage. Chaos Space Marines now firing at this Warlock. Negel Worship going down, as you can see there. Health is now regenerating at a ridiculously fast pace. Fear is now going to capture this middle point from the red Eldar player. Tier 2 now going down for Fear. I wonder what Ekspo is going to go for in tier 2. If I was him, I would probably go for something along the lines of Warp Spiders, and that's what I'd go for, because he's got quite a bit of heavy infantry and light infantry. Well, he's just very heavy infantry and tier 1 based, as far as I'm aware. So, you know, and also if these Chaos Havocs are able to like teleport behind them and do all kinds of bad stuff, well, that's what I'd go for anyway. We now have a Shuriken Cannon team being set up here. You know, may as well being set up, like maybe just a little bit closer, just so you can help support these Howling Banshees. Wonder what they're going to do. They're going to go up here unsupported and then retreat before getting into combat. Really, I don't like criticising players all that much, because obviously I barely know half the things. Oh, we've got a nice warp throw there. And that's... Oh, and then we've got a Autark. That was actually a nice play, that. But I don't like criticising other players, because obviously I'm not that good myself. But, I mean, that Banshee play, it's been quite a letdown. But hey. The Chaos Heretics might go down. No, they will not go down. The Autark was being suppressed. Will now leap out the way. The leap obviously heals nearby people a little bit. Shuriken Cannon team is now stopping these guys from chasing after the Autark. Howling Banshees are coming back. If this is a time for the Howling Banshees to do anything, now is the time. Maybe capture this VP, or at least support this Shuriken Cannon team. Plague Champion is now going to do all kinds of damage to the Shuriken Cannon team. They will retreat before dying, of course. They are going to take on this Chaos Havoc squad. No, they are not. They got snared by this Plague Champion. They are now going to retreat. A very, very lucky save. 11 health. What a champion. Autark moving in, getting in some decent hits. He has now got an Executioner Blade, very good against all targets. Although Autark being ridiculously quick in movement, they are also quite fragile. These double CSM squads and the Plague Champion will now be retreating. No serious tier 2 stuff going down. Havocs are reinforcing. We have now got a Noxious Cloud forcing these Guardians back, stopping them from capturing this VP. This Autark will now probably go for this. The Howling Banshees will also run away again. Howling Banshees still level 1, considering that they have not killed much, if anything at all. Chaos Heretics are now going to destroy this power node and will probably try and recap, but they have noticed this Warlock and will move to engage him. While they are retreating, he will probably do a warp throw to throw him back this way. Maybe. Although again, he is a bit low on energy. I don't know how much energy it requires to do a warp throw. Unlucky for that Chaos Heretic. A sync kill there. Sophia is moving up to the left side. Quite a lot of action has been going on the right side, and sometimes to throw your opponent off, if you go a different way, it might throw them off as well. We now have a Chaos Dreadnought coming in for Fear. This is going to be big trouble for Ekspo, since he has got nothing really to combat it. These Chaos Havocs being caught out of position. I'm not sure what they were doing this way. Ekspo with 3, 5, 8 on the victory point numbers, and Fear with 3, 1, 2. Ekspo with his 2, 1 VP lead. Chaos Dreadnought scaring away that Autark, but she has now come back to do damage to this power node. The Warlock being shot down and feared away after the very good use of the Battle Spear on the Howling Banshees. Again, I did not know about the ability that it had. I just thought that it had a AoE damage effect as opposed to snaring things, but you know, very good ability, especially since it has rendered the Howling Banshees even more useless than what it was, than what they have been through this game. They are now Chaos Dreadnought is now scaring away the Autark, and as response, the Eldar is going to get a Wraith Lord. Probably going to get a Bright Lance for it as well. Howling Banshees now going to suppress this Plague Champion. Hopefully, oh, but no, what? Ah, he has now got his Power Fist, and he stunned them, so when they thought that they had, you know, they caught him off guard. You know, just avoiding all good things, all bad things even. Arm of Pestilence now going down for the Plague Champion. Ekspo still got his Merciless Witchblade and his Warp Thrower. He's going to engage these guys in melee. These guys are going to full retreat even. Not sure why, but who knows. Chaos Dreadnought going to get his Mark of Zinch upgrades and a Shuriken Cannon upgrade for the Wraith Lord. Although I do like how Fear waited to get his upgrade for his Dreadnought. Obviously, once you have the upgrade, you cannot un-upgrade. And some people, what they do is that they just get their upgrade. I mean, they just get their Chaos Dreadnought and then they just get the upgrade straight away, which I'd like to advise against. I mean, you may as well. Oh, sorry. You may as well wait a little bit and see what their reaction is to whatever it is you've got, and then upgrade accordingly. But then again, if you've bought it for a very specific purpose, and obviously, you know, get those upgrades in. We have now got some energy shield going up. It's going to be planning to defend here. We have now double Mark of Zinch upgrades. This is all Zinch all day for Fear. Chaos Heretics going to be decapping this requisition point and going to probably recapture it since it is his natural. We have now a big engagement coming in. Howling Banshees are going to be moving to the side, but will get forced back by all this fire. being suppressed by this Shuriken Cannon team. Plague Champion now with a Icon of Nurgle. He will be pushed back by this Wraith Lord and the Shuriken Cannon team. He was trying to do as much damage as he can before retreating, however he will retreat. A lot of fire going down from the Tzeentch Space Marines, but they are, actually they are doing quite a lot of damage considering to the Wraith Lord, considering that there have been no rocket hits to it yet. The Howling Banshees will now force these Chaos Space Marines back, or what for pulling these guys in. These Havocs might actually die, and the Havocs do die. One model from these Chaos Space Marines dying. These Banshees might also go down in response, and they do. So a fairly even trade-off there. We now have Worship of Nurgle going down, increasing the regen health. However, taking a lot of damage there. The Wraith Lord might get taken down. I don't think Ekspo knows that he's not healing it or repairing it even. Chaos Dreadnought is now going to chase after. Going to hopefully try and destroy it before they do a full retreat. Chaos Space Marine is now going to go for their aspiring champion. And a full retreat from the Eldar player. The Chaos Dreadnought not being able to destroy it. Autark, however, is going to come up here and is going to try and stop these guys from capping this point. Chaos Dreadnought is now going to engage this in melee. She has now put a shield up, however she is still a fragile shield, but it does increase her durability, even if just by a little bit. These Chaos Space Marines will now retreat. Plague Champion, with all these upgrades, is now going to come up here, force her back. A Webway Gate just smack bang right there. Not sure if that is infiltrated. I do not think it is, although he does not see it and there's no colour to it, so I can only presume that it is infiltrated, although he must see it now. Yeah, because obviously when you get too close to something infiltrated you then see it. I don't understand what that was for. It was a very aggressive Webway Gate. Maybe he was planning to get everything in, build it and then jump into it, although now we can presume that there will be some sort of interesting Webway play, maybe like a Webway Gate here or something, and then try and engage from this angle, and then while he's defending you can have maybe like some, his Banshee has died, so obviously you can't do that. Well, we've just got everyone's just regathering their forces. Tier 3 for both players. Well, Fear's a little bit behind Tier 3, but they will be on the way. These Guardians are repairing this Wraith Lord, so that's what they're going to be waiting for. This Autark is going to be decapping all these requisition points that will stop them from reinforcing so efficiently. She's going to retreat, going to jump in there, but obviously with too much firepower, especially with these Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines. They've also got their Eternal War upgrade, as you can see from the plus sign there. However, they have now been moved out of position since they all went to deal with one Autark. So the Warlock is going to decap this and then retreat. Shuriken Cannon team is going to be set up here, so anyone trying to get anywhere near these guys will then inevitably be suppressed. These Guardians just moving in as close as they can, because why not? Noxious gas cloud thingy is going down here. Will actually destroy this. So that was very unfortunate, but a very good play by Fear. Ekspo is now going for a Avatar. I'm not sure. Fear will also probably be going for a Great and Clean one, as you could tell of the amount of resources that he has. So it's still fairly even, still anyone's game. Obviously with the Shuriken Cannon he's going to be doing. Although mind you, I'm not too keen on the Shuriken Cannon upgrade, considering that it doesn't do all that much damage to these infantry units anyway. Although he's going to try and do as much damage as he can. He is unsupported, and with Mark of Tzeentch for Chaos Space Marines and the Dreadnought, he's going to be under a lot of pressure and a lot of trouble. I mean, one salvo, and just look how much damage he is doing compared to how much damage the Wraith Lord is doing. However, he has now got his Wraithburn ability, so he'll be able to regenerate his health, so his Guardians can so the Guardians are not on constant repair duty. He is now just stood here to repair, and he is also being repaired by the Guardians. And Avatar is coming this way to support. This will make the Chaos Dreadnought think, oh shit, I better get out of here. I mean, just look at him. Just bless him. Ah, help! I've got to run away before the Avatar gets me. And now, in fact, I mean, anything that like the Eldar have, they're always like quite tall, and the Chaos Dreadnought is just all short and stubbly, and it's just like elves chasing after a tiny dwarf. But as you can see, obviously all the terrain is now getting slowly but surely destroyed. One hit from the Avatar doing quite a lot of damage. Plague Champion also being forced away. This what's it called? This Wraithlord and the Avatar have pushed back all these guys from the middle. The Eldar is now probably going to try and get set up. He's now going for a D cannon as well. D cannon obviously will be very good, considering that people are now just capturing this point, playing defensively, and then getting pushed back. However, actually I'm not sure why I said however. I thought I saw something, but nothing was really going on. Warlock is now going to get KO'd by his own Avatar. I think he was trying to warp through these guys this way, but for some reason didn't work. Either a glitch, or maybe it's because a Chaos Dreadnought got in the way. But instead of going for a Great and Clean one, he is now going to go double Chaos Predator. Mark of Zinch on one, he might get Mark of Khorne on the other, or he might go double Zinch. I mean, he's going very heavy Zinch in this game, so it wouldn't surprise me. However, this D cannon is going to do a remarkable amount of damage on these Predators if they are caught out of position, and they do not do well, and then they get caught out of position. You know, obviously one shot from that, and look how much damage it did. You might want to buy extra armor for it. I think you could buy extra armor for Chaos Predators. Okay, he might want to pull out now. There we go. Chaos Heretics might also want to pull out. Although, mind you, they would probably just in there to decap that. The Autarch is going to go down. This Chaos Predator has got no particular upgrades as of yet. This Chaos Predator with the twin-linked las cannons is getting in as close as possible. But just I thought he was going to abandon that cause of killing that Wraithlord, but no, he does kill it. But almost killed it. Will it escape before it fires again? And no, they do not get out scot-free. However, and this Chaos Space Marine squad is taking quite a lot of fire from the D cannon, but the D cannon is also taking a lot of fire from the Chaos Space Marine squad. And now the Chaos Dreadnought and the Chaos Predator is doing a hell of a lot of damage against this Avatar. The Avatar will want to escape. This Chaos Space Marine only escaping with 45 health. And will this Avatar escape? He probably will, in all fairness. And now these Guardians are just here just to provide some form of distraction, which, to be fair, is not really needed. But hey, now the Warlock just trying to get in there. Rear armor hits, doing about 10 damage per shot or something. D cannon setting up here. Gonna make sure that they don't chase them back all the way home. So what have we got for resources for Ekspo and Fear? Fairly equal resources. I mean, Ekspo's got a larger requisition, purely because the R-Type was going round and decapping stuff and is doing very well on that. But also because, like I've said before, when you've got more units, your requisition is lower compared to those of people who have got a less filled out squad cap, if that made sense. I think that made sense. So obviously it's to help people who are losing, and makes the game more balanced. So, you know, and who doesn't want an unbalanced game? This D cannon not setting up and then unsetting up and then setting up again. Although being behind this, it means that it will not take any damage. And this Chaos Dreadnought now with the Mark of Khorne. I think I predicted that, didn't I? I told you it was going to go for Mark of Khorne or something. it's because I'm psychic. Believe it or not, this Plague Champion will move around the side. Obviously, this D-Cannon will now retreat. When being near, I think... Where is it? Yeah, there we go. With an Icon of Nurgle, he does damage to infantry around him. So even just chasing after people will do damage to them at being a Plague Champion. I'm not sure whether it was his Armour of Pestilence that did that or the Icon of Nurgle. He will want to retreat there. He is going to stun this Warlock by fisting the ground. And now the Chaos Predator, without the fear of the D-Cannon doing any damage to him, will get in as close as possible. Chaos Heretic's getting in the way. He might do his bad power blade thing. Chaos Havoc's now got their Mark of Zinch. Just Mark of Zinch all day long. We now have a Fire Prism for Escaper. I keep wanting to call him Escaper. It's every time I say his name, it reminds me of do you know Finding Nemo? Do you know the blue fish in there? And where they're talking to the sharks and they're trying to escape the ship, and you know she can read English and there's a sign saying escape, and she says escape. That's what I'm thinking whenever I read his name. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm thinking. Chaos Havocs, they'll be wanting to fire at these guys rather than those guys. However, obviously, sometimes they automatically pick their own target. This Noxious Cloud ability is being set up here to stop these guys from taking this middle point. Still fairly even. Although Ekspo is going to have to pull out some serious stuff. Maybe this Fire Prism going round the side. You know, just some kind of flanking. I'm not sure what that... what's it called? Yeah, Singularity. I'm not sure what that was meant for. He's floating on quite a bit of resources, actually. He might want to get just something, anything. And obviously, just moving in by itself against Chaos Havocs with Mark of Zinch and the Chaos Predator and the Chaos Dreadnought. Obviously, there was no other option for it but to die. Needs to really pull his finger out, I guess. I'm not sure not sure how he'll do. You know, maybe at least I mean, again, I'd in this situation I would go for Warp Spiders, because at least they can also engage in melee as well. So you could, you know, stop these guys from firing. You could teleport behind a Predator. I mean, Predator? Yeah, Predator. So, oh, and he tried to do that. He tried to do the auto thing again, but sadly, alas, he was successful. But like I said, with Warp Spiders, you can like teleport behind a Chaos Predator, and the Chaos Predator won't be able to like ride over your Warp Spiders, so they get stuck. The Avatar is now trying to kill off as much damage as he can. As much damage, as much people as he can even. Although he's taking a lot of damage in response. However, he is also doing a lot of damage as well. Chaos Predator might go down 7 health. What a lucky... I mean, an Eldar Guardian... Oh, there we go. Good show. Chaos Dreadnought now. Actually, some very bad mistakes coming from Fear in this. He's kind of overextending a little bit. Chaos Dreadnought now will also go down as well. He should have pulled out his Chaos Predator then and his Chaos Dreadnought and just pulled out while it was all good. However, he is now going to destroy this Avatar with his bloody Heretics. I don't think I've ever seen an Avatar go down to Heretics before, but hey. And now we have a Great Unclean One coming for Fear. Obviously, if you already have an army and you don't need to spend any more money, you may as well pool your resources. In case of anything happening like this, you can then just reinforce everything. And oh, but he's lost a ridiculous amount in that, and I'm not sure how. He had a nice spread of units. He must have just not seen the threat. He must have underestimated his opponent and not retreated when it was necessary. And so obviously now this is neck and neck once again, with the advantage being on Ekspo. Although level 3 Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, that's very interesting. Oh, and here we go. Some badness, some Chaos badness coming this way. Going to be doing a lot of damage. However, pulling in the Plague Champion, doing a lot of damage to the Plague Champion. But such is... he actually kills his own Plague Champion. But such is the nature of the powers of Chaos. You often find yourself that if you underestimate them, you will hurt yourself. Some more Chaos Havocs for fear to replace those that he lost. And these Chaos Space Marines will almost go down at 66 health. One model left, being caught in retreat by the Warlock. Almost kill. Oh, and that is just unfortunate. And now we have another Webway Gate coming down. This Great and Clean one is going to be... I'm not sure how he's going to do it without all the support. However, he has now got support. Although, mind you, quite interesting use of Webway Gates. Maybe if he has something coming out... Oh, no, he doesn't. But, like, he could have sent, like, one unit in here. And so when the Great and Clean one came up to engage him in close combat here, he could have gotten this, then came out back from here, and then just repeat until done. He is now forcing these Chaos Havocs back. This Autarch has decapped this victory point here. Although this middle VP will be captured by the Chaos Space Marines. Grenades will go down and will do quite a fair bit of damage to them. Not killing any models, but they still do enough damage. Great and Clean one throwing one of those Guardians aside and will now engage the Warlock in melee. Although, of all the things about the Great and Clean one that I absolutely love, I do not like how he swings his sword. Like, it just seems so, like, apathetic, if you know what I mean. Like, especially when he kind of, like... Well, not when he swings it like that. But come on, yeah, like that. You know, it's kind of like he's just like just gently poking him with a sword-shaped stick. This Autarch, if the Great and Clean one can... No. Oh well, probably busy on thinking of something else. However, that Chaos Space Marine squad, that level 3 Chaos Space Marine squad, did get taken out by this D-Cannon. D-Cannon now level 3, putting out a lot of DPS, a lot of damage, and doing just so much usefulness for this Eldar player. Not so much because the D-Cannon is so useful, but I think because Fear has just had some very unfortunate squad placements. However, he has now got a 2 VP cap. But the Warlock is still coming this way along with the Autarch. Ugh. Pardon me. Autarch is going to decap this victory point. The Great and Clean one is going to kind of like pelvic thrust the Warlock back to him to stop these Havocs from being engaged in melee. However, they are going to take some more damage. That was unfortunate for that one Chaos Space Marine. What a poor chap. They will escape the wrath of the Warlock there. Great and Clean one, his job is now just to essentially try and keep this victory point free of Eldar for as long as humanly possible. And he is doing a good job at it. Well, when I say good job, he's not succeeding, but he is definitely trying his hardest. A Plague Champion has now stunned the Autarch with his ability. And the... Oh, that was a very good double team. He was trying to stop the Autarch from killing the Plague Champion before he could decap. He might even recap, but he probably won't. He will probably die. And yes, he does die. That's rather unfortunate. But the Autarch might die as well. We have now got another Chaos Predator for... Again, now that he's got his D-Cannon and his Fire Prism up, oh, and the game ends there, and I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, he was getting his Mark of Zinch. It's kind of Mark of Zeus is now what I'm going to call it from now on. But anyway, that was a fairly decent game, even though both players made, in my opinion, like quite a lot of mistakes. It's one I like to see in a game. People making mistakes. It just makes a game all the more interesting and all the more unpredictable. Well, anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.